What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me. So I watched it. I kept hearing about it, so I had to tune in. I watched the Untold Stories of Swamp Kings on Netflix about the University of Florida, mid 2000 vibes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest. This isn't like a knock to the production. That's not what this video is about. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I thought it was informative. I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was emotional at times. But I feel like it was like TV 14 rated, and that team was rated R. I need that TV mature. I need that rated R. I need that guts and gore. I mean, come on, man. We need to dive a little bit deeper than what they gave us. Let's get into it.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
So the story starts off, obviously, after Steve Spurrier won his natty and built up Florida. They're in the dirt. They're not good. The program is underachieving. Fans aren't interested. Like, it's just all bad. They get Urban Meyer from Utah, who, ran it up with Alex Smith. Spread offense comes over. He joins. He inherits a pretty talented team. And it goes from there. I feel like they did Chris Leak wrong. We're talking about one of the greatest prospects to ever come out of North Carolina. Started as a freshman in the SEC. Like, dude was a stud, and we kind of just made him a minor character. And he was starting over Tebow for those couple years. And, hey, Leak was the man. Like, he came in very highly touted, and he had a golden arm, had that spiral tight. But I feel like they kind of rushed him out of there. We get to Tebow. And it's majority about Tebow and Urban Meyer. You kind of felt like it was going to be a little whitewashed, a little cornflaked, a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because Urban Meyer was associated with it. And we know, he's trying to keep a clean cut rep after that stuff with the Jags. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Now, it was entertaining. It was cool to see some of the off the field stuff. It was a little bit limited. We got to see what I wanted to see as far as, the hype, them being the men at the parties, the girls, the clubs, the cars, whatever it may have, the benefits of being a national champion. It was emotional. We saw how the team bonded, how crazy as hell they were, especially that linebacking core, man. We just got to see different aspects of how hard they were working. Urban had them boys training like they was going to the Navy SEALs. I mean, it was crazy seeing the work ethic, getting an inside look at the pressure and the attention and the microscope that they were playing under and what was going through the players' minds and, just seeing how all that talent cultivated and came together to achieve one goal. It was entertaining. I enjoyed that aspect. But man, we didn't hear from a lot of players that the public I know wanted to hear from. I mean, Percy Harvin was the best athlete on that team. Every year he was on there. We didn't really hear much of him or from him for that matter. Only thing is we hear about his explosiveness and him working through the injury. You know what I'm saying? We don't hear nothing from Cam Newton, who won a ring and never got his ring. Give Cam Newton his ring, man. What the hell is going on? We didn't hear from Cam. And look, we're going to hear from Cam.
Untold story. I got one real quick. I never received a national championship ring from the University of Florida, but that's another conversation for a different day. Some of the things that I did not like about the documentary was how they played Chris Leak, in my opinion. I was watching it like they said things like we were just one quarterback away. Like, bro, Chris Leak was that motherfucker. Like, let's not forget how pretty of a ball he threw. And started as a freshman in the SEC, from Independence High School out of Charlotte. Like, what are we talking about? Like, granted, Tebow is everything and some, but bruh, let's not try to dim the lights of Chris Leak. Lastly, where were these players? I really wanted to hear from Percy Harvin, Joe Hayden, the Pouncey twins. Like, there was so much that they left out. But other than that, it was a good documentary.
And I agree, especially the Pouncey brothers. All we saw was them sniffing some freaking smelling salts. Like, that's all we saw. And it looked maniac. Like, it looked crazy. They looked like two maniacs. I want to hear from them. I need to hear from them. Like, what's going on? We didn't hear from Raleigh Cooper. Like, nothing on that end. I'm just saying, it might have offended some people. We didn't hear from them. Like Cam said, there was no Joe Hayden mention. Like, there was just a lot of guys that we wanted to hear from. They didn't really dive too deep into the Aaron Hernandez situation. It kind of showed, like, yeah, him and Tebow were friends. They were cool. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't really go into, like, the dark side. It didn't really go into Urban Meyer having a heart attack, damn near, like, giving his life for this team. They really didn't peel back a whole lot of layers. Like, we're missing the guts and the gore. We're missing the big tickets. Like, we're missing the dirt. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, we still in the kiddie pool. We in the 5 foot, and we need to be hitting the ocean floor. Like, that's how deep this team was, man, with the athletes and the personalities. There was no mention of Janoris Jenkins, who was also on this team. Like, just hella guys that went pro that did huge things. Like, I can't believe out of all of them we didn't hear Cam Newton. Like, that's ridiculous. I had to put him in the video. But I completely agree. Like, good story, good spin, kept it clean for the most part. Like, didn't damage the brand. But damn, I mean, I feel like we got a half-eaten sandwich. I want the whole thing. Like, what's going on? They left out too much, man. Like, there was just too much for me missing. That's the problem I have. Maybe they needed another episode. Maybe they just were timid to uncover, like, the real dirt. I mean, it was cool hearing from Brandon Spikes. Like, it was cool hearing from the guys that we did hear from. But we should have heard from more players, man. I feel like we got gypped a bit. Like, they got to make a part 2, or I need the players. Like, I need Cameron and have a podcast episode and dive a little bit deeper. Like, come on. We missing some really key storylines. I don't think they hit the nail on the head with this one. Like, it was entertaining. It was good. It was a good story. It was interesting. It gave us some insights that we never had about the team before. We saw Tebow, and it's just funny because him being the leader of this team, him being like a saint compared to the rest of these guys, like, it was funny. This group had so much trouble off the field that we didn't hear about, and it was magnifying because Tebow is this like all-American dude. We didn't really get to see that whole aspect. It was really about Tebow and Urban Meyer. Tebow's that guy, rightfully so. He's a huge part. It was just like a lot of stuff and a lot of players that we missed out on, man. So in that aspect, I was kind of disappointed. But other than that, it was good. It was entertaining. I'm glad I watched it. I enjoyed it. So I'm not hating, but it could have done a little bit deeper. Anyways, let me know how y'all feel about the situation. Were y'all disappointed? Were y'all feeling it? How about your boy in the comments? Let me know what y'all think. As for us, that's a wrap, man. I'm Brandon Blakely, aka Brandon Lee TV. This is Live with Brandon Blakely. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for all the latest and greatest. Till next time, hey, we out.